Basically, it involves trying to reconstruct in your mind the mileage that you put on your Triumph. And we're going to say, those of you with multiple Triumphs, pick one car, okay? No cheating because you have more than one car. Okay, pick one car, your favorite, the one with that gets the most mileage. Put it together in your head, and in a little while we'll give away the trophy. Now, the background of this trophy is, originally it was supposed to supplant the Lucas Cup, famous Lucas Cup, but the MG guys raised such a fuss they were going to lynch me. So, needless to say, the Lucas Cup is as it ever was, which is totally beyond me why it's that way. That's because I'm logical, you know. Please get it in your head to put together the mileages. We won't be around to take them down or anything like that. We're going to do it as a group, you know. Who has 500 miles, who has 750, and pretty soon the hands start going down, right? Okay. In a little while. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan. So again, calculate your miles. This is driven miles, not anything that was in the trailer. And that could actually be hard to beat, Stan, since you go back and forth to the VTR in North Carolina. A lot of miles. Just a couple things. This was a tough year for our club as we lost 4 members this past year. And I just want to mention their names, and if anybody wants to say anything about them or has any stories about anybody or just wants to say a few words, that would be great. Alan Cohen passed away this past year. Peter Gilman passed away this past year. Probably at the age of maybe, I'm not sure he's even 60. Rich just turned 60. Rich Herwig just passed away, you know, last week basically. And then Norm, who again, I don't even think Norm was 60 years old neither. So again, 4 members who passed away from us. Anybody have anything you want to say about anybody? Or Al, I'm sure you want to.
First of all, I want to thank Bob for all the emails that he sent out and kept everybody in contact. Yeah. And I want to thank those of you who were able to attend the memorial service. I know Rich would have really appreciated that. I think our club was well represented. I only knew Rich since I enrolled in Wilmington High School in September of 1957.
Wow.
So I knew him for 57 years. And we had 25 cruises together. We did all kinds of car shows and trips and all that good stuff. But I almost lost it twice during the service. Once was when I said that Rich was the brother that I never had, and that really touched me. And the other thing is, and you may find this ironic, Rich is buried at Hillside Cemetery, which is in Roslyn, with his family. Ironically, when I pass, will also be buried with my family at Hillside Cemetery. So what seems to go around comes around. Thanks.
Anybody else want to say anything? Ed?
I guess it's particularly hard for us old-timers to lose some of our pals who lived during the days when we actually bought these cars when we were young men, and now they're all passing away. It's very difficult for me in particular because they were all good friends of mine. All right, words have been said about Rich. Rich was a great guy, but I want to say some things about Alan. Alan was a a terrific car guy. He was always buying and selling cars, and you never knew what he was going to show up with next, but he was a real car trader, and I've been down that road myself for many years. And he knew every place to get something reupholstered, rechromed, or whatever. He just knew every place, especially in Philadelphia Northeast. He just knew everything about getting cars repaired. I don't think he turned too many wrenches himself, but he was a true car guy, and if he needed any help finding a place to get something done, he was always just there to give you some good advice. And I've had several things done by people that he recommended and had terrific work done by them. So I just wanted to say, let's not forget these guys. They were really great. So thanks.
Thank you. Yep. I'm relatively new to the club compared to some of these guys, but I wanted to mention, in a way, all these guys across my life. When I was looking for a new Triumph, I was sitting at one of our monthly meetings, and I told Peter, I said, I'm looking for a TR4, TR4A. So that, I have some, yeah, I just bought one. I spent $400 for it. I don't want that kind of TR4A. Norm. Never met Norm. Never knew him. But a friend of mine was telling me about this B&B she used to go to in Churchtown, where she would have tea with her friends. And I said, Churchtown? What's the guy's name? It was Norm. So we're connected. And then Alan Cohen, I think the greatest story was that I didn't go to his viewing, his memorial service, but somebody did. And Alan had a reputation of showing up late for everything. And as a tribute to Alan, they were bringing his TR3 to his memorial service. And wouldn't you know, it broke down and it was late.
At our car show this year in June, what's the name of our show?
Cars of England.
Cars and Motorcycles of England. I'm drawing a blank today. But anyway, interestingly, I guess as the club librarian or somebody, Alan came up to me and said, hey Mark, can you come look at my Austin Healey? Something's not right with it. And he actually asked me, out of all people, to look at his new, the 57 Austin Healey 3000 he just picked up and tell me why his engine was making a noise. And I think Charles Frick came over, and we pretty much determined that he had just had the cylinder head done, and it was probably going to need the head to come off again. But you know, really, Alan was always very nice to me. He always had an interesting story about one of the latest acquisitions he had, and often his latest acquisitions had problems too, and needed the assistance of club members, old and young, to point out what was going on with his cars.
Anybody else? Just regarding Rich, I don't know if you saw any of the photos over there. Rich in the VTR in 2007, without us knowing on it, decided to show up as George Washington for the event. And he shaved his marvelous mustache to do that. And he really looked great in that outfit, but that was something he decided to do for our event there, and it was really something nice that he did. Peter Gilman, Peter was Peter. You know what Peter was like. He was an interesting character. But I really don't know anybody who was ever more enthusiastic about the cars they had than Peter. He would certainly go on and on about the TR6 he had and all the things he did to it. And again, he was in this room a year ago, and now he's gone, along with Alan too. So, but that's it. Anybody else have anything else they want to say, or otherwise we'll move on. But I would like to. Yep, go ahead.
But I'm not coming up there.
Well, say it from there.
I just want to say that Rich Harwood was a really sweet guy. I don't know very many people from the club. When Paul first joined, there was a cruise that they were sponsoring, and so we decided to go on. We had the best time, and he was one of the people that made us laugh to start. So he'll be missed.
up at Dan Tenson's house, and he saw a bunch of cars go by and followed everybody up to your place, you know. And he was so enthusiastic, as you said before. He had a 5-speed, and I was working with him while he was sick. And my last conversation with him was when I was going to go take the car down because we had finished the work and drive it. And he said, "Yeah, we talked about it." And I was shocked to hear that he passed. But just so you know, his son Matt has the car now and is carrying on. So maybe we'll see Matt at some meeting in the future. I'm in touch with him off and on. So
Great, thanks. Just to let you know also, Rich's TR4 has found a really great home. It's going to be shipped out to San Diego, California, and probably be able to use 360 days a year out there. His son's going to be taking it out there. We'd like to recognize previous DVT directors. I know we have a few in the room here. Just stand up for a minute so we could cheer you or boo you or whatever people feel like. Charlie Frick, who's already standing up over there. Lou Fabio, Mike Roy, Chip Crowd in the Chip Red sweater, and Dave Hutchinson in the back here. And now Tom and Rose are going to come out with some newsletter awards.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so this is our last official duty as a newsletter editor.
Great job.
First off, most prolific author went to Bob Delacia. I don't know what I'd do without Bob. Writing an article. And Bob's coming up here. He also got for prolific photographic contributions. Most prolific author, second place was Bill Murphy.
And always on time, too.
Also, for prolific photographic contributions is Charles Frick. Last year we gave him a press pass, and
I still have that at home. I just do want to throw my weight around.
Ladies' contributions. I have Peg Hoynowski for Little British Car Company European Vacation. She was here earlier. Anyway, Charlene Hutchinson for By the Time We Got to Woodstock.
Very well done.
Cassie Kemp for A View from the Passenger Seat, VTR 2014. I have most columns by a non-board member, Mark Rowland. He's our librarian. The last one is Mike Nitroy. He wrote Stag Upgrades, a 4-part series.
Best type.
Yes.
Best Tech, right? And there's one more comment.
I think that was it. Is there another one? Is there one sitting there? Oh, that's Best Buys. Okay. Actually, we're good.
We'd also like to introduce our new newsletter editor, Jeff Armstrong.
And we hope you all
supported him the same way you supported us. We appreciate everything everybody did that made the newsletter possible. You know, so thanks so much, and good luck, Jeff.
Poor Jeff and his wife are going to be writing the newsletter from Key West for the next 2 months. So. Have fun. It's a tough job. Johnny Anderson couldn't make it up here because of the weather, but we're doing fine with the Treasury. It's probably evidenced by a free bar over there, a $30 price that we still have over here for dinner, which is a very good price, and all the prizes we were giving out. So again, for your membership dues, I think you're getting quite a lot in return. So thanks, John. Mark Bullitz is our new membership director. Mark, want to say anything? And if anybody needs a name tag, that's the person to ask for that. Put your orders in mail. Everybody's in the room.
I'm following a great membership leader, Lou DeFabio. Lou DeFabio was the director of the club when I first joined, and because of Lou, I've gotten more and more involved. The very first year, I said to Lou, "Hey Lou, I'm thinking of going to England." He goes, "I'll go." I just met the guy. Right? But also his wife was saying, "Get him out of here." So it was a great mutual convenience opportunity. And as such, I've tried to be involved with the club recently. And Lou, I had been a newsletter editor in the past and had to give that up for exhaustion reasons. You'll find out. It takes like third year going into your fourth year. Ask Maggie, ask Bob, ask various people. Third year going into your fourth year, you'll just about coast down to zero, which is about right time for the next guy to come in or go. But Lou passed me over the membership. Lou, how many members do we have?
Well.
Okay?
180.
180. Thank you. We're up. I just wanted to point out, I'm starting from a low point, all right?
Okay, Mike, anything to say as chief judge, or?
Volunteers are always appreciated.
Volunteers are always appreciated. Cars and Motorcycles of England will be coming up soon. There's a flyer in the back, and Bruce is going to say a few words about that in a minute. Dave is assistant director. Well, what do we do to points? You explain that. Bruce, you might as well come up here. And yes, Bruce actually does have a wife, and we have seen her.
So thank you, Bob. And as the activities director, it's been an interesting year for me. We had a lot of great activities, and I'm looking forward to another really good year. And I have to say, for those of you who don't know, I've recently started a new job, which has me living in Gaithersburg, Maryland during the week and home in New Jersey on the weekends. So I've not been around a lot, not been able to do a lot. And if it wasn't for Bob DeLucia helping out with the activities, it seems that he has some time on his hands. It's just been a godsend. So Bob, thank you very much for all your help. I do want to say just a couple of words. Cars and Motorcycles of England is scheduled again this year, and it's been a great experience for me over almost 5 years now that I've been working with it. It's scheduled for May 30th at Oakbourne Mansion again. It's turned into a great show, and we're really happy. I'd like all of the folks who are members of the Cars and Motorcycles of England committee just to stand, please, and be recognized. And by standing, you've just acknowledged and committed to being
That's my thing's up right there.
That's really, I don't know if there's anything else. There are flyers in the back. The next big event we have coming up is a tech session at Motor Car Garage, and we're looking forward to Dave giving us a date for the annual tech session with Range House as well. In March. There's a flyer in the back.
March 20th and 21st. And Dave, we need a date for a tech session for ragtolls whenever you get a chance.
April.
April. Mark, anything to say as librarian?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be the club librarian. I don't know if you know of another car club that has a library that belongs to them and a librarian, let me know. I mean, it's one of the many, many unique and wonderful things about our club is that we have a very rich library of books. Whatever ails your Triumph, we probably have the answer to it. We have plenty of books on history, repair, you name it, we have it. The only thing that we are missing are the originality guides to the original TR series. They're very rare and expensive these days. We do not have them in the library. If you happen to have those and are considering that you don't need them anymore, we'd really love them. But I want to point out a couple of things that were donated this year. Every year, or bought, we acquire more things for our wonderful library. First, in the back, with the British flag draped over it, is plexiglass. And underneath that plexiglass are some folders, Group 44 folders from 1972 and 1978. And one of our members at the last get-together was talking to me, and he was thinking of selling them on eBay. And I managed to convince him that they really belonged in the archive as part of our library. These are original folders with photos and press releases that would go to a Triumph dealer about Group 44's racing activities, Bob Tullius and the whole Group 44 team. There's also, for those of you who've been on Facebook, you saw the when I scanned in that wonderful Quaker State sticker that everybody wanted. Hopefully we'll be able to get to reproduce that and make that sticker again available. But it's back there under the plexiglass. And I also found, while I was taking all that out, 2 more stickers that I didn't even know were in the folders that we'll see on Facebook very soon. So I want to show 2 other things that we acquired this year. The first would be this Automobile Quarterly, which is where we get the name of our newsletter from, Trundlin Triumphs. I see that Bob has already reproduced the opening pages of it back there. Trundling Along with Triumph, and by Richard Langworth. And it's a very lengthy article on this Automobile Quarterly with these absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous line drawings of Triumphs that if I could just frame and put up all over the house, my wife Liz would love it. But I mean, really, you'll fall in love with the cars looking at these pictures. And then the other book I got at Cars and Motorcycles of England, which was on extended overdue borrowing, is...
overdue?
He was going to get charged a fee. British Cars in America, 1946 to 1981. Now when I was at Cars and Motorcycles of England, I was looking at this, and I was looking at another book on Jaguar saloons that I was just going to buy for myself. And the book on Jaguars was, he wanted $25 for it, and $10 for this. And I go onto my Amazon app on my smartphone, and the Jaguar book, the price started for less than $1 on Amazon, plus $3.99 shipping. This, which he wanted $10 for, started at over $40 on Amazon. And this is an amazing book because it's not just about Triumphs and Aston Martins and Jaguars, but every single English car brand is given equal time. So there's as much information about Ginettas, Marcos, Daimler, And it's just a wonderful, wonderful treasure trove of historic pictures, car dealers building these cars. I mean, every page is absolutely jaw-dropping.
They took all those pictures down at Charles.
And I think Charlie's owned one of every car in this book, too.
Oh, I wish.
So anyway, hopefully this year we'll have many more fine acquisitions to the library. If you wonder what's in our library, I can send you a copy of the entire list of books we have. I do have it on my computer. So if you're looking for something, do let me or Bob know, and hopefully we can find it. Thank you.
Since Mark mentioned it, I don't know if you had a chance to look at the stuff on the back room tables there, but this is the official charter for our club, dated February 1st, 1977, which we have here. And I want to note, if you look in the back of this, number 9 in the signature is Charles Frick.
Wow.
Where is he now?
Also, we have a prize to give out that was given to us by Al, and we're trying to think of how to give it out. I think this would be appropriate. How many people own TR3s in here? Please stand up. Who has the oldest TR3? 57?
May of 57.
May of 57.
Oh, May. 8 a.m.
Like in front of the car, and the fellow, I forget his name, he called me from a pub one night, on Friday night, and said, "What kind of number do you want in your car?" I said, "What the hell? I don't know." You know. He said, "Well, when was it built?" I said, "May of 57. So he came up with the correct letters for Coventry and the number 557.
What year was yours in? 61. You lose. Oh, wait a minute. I think Al would have agreed that I think Rich would find it appropriate that we give this prize to a TR3 owner. So since you gave it to me, we'll give it to Dave. Courtesy of the departed Rich Herwig through Al Taylor. Okay, a couple of thank yous for different things over the years, or this year. I'd like to first thank Kevin and Mandy Baker for hosting the DVT Summer Party. So if you guys come up here.
Thanks all for coming. I thoroughly enjoyed ourselves too. We've been talking about doing it for years.
And we'll thank you. We want to appropriately give you a bottle of Spitfire Red, which is from the VTR, what's the name of that vintage? Shelton wine. Shelton Vineyards in North Carolina. These are VTR wines. If you look at the label, and a lot of you will be getting it, you'll see that on there. So thank you.
Thank you.
Dave and Charlene Hutchinson for planning and putting together the 2014 DVT Fall Getaway. Which bottle do you want? Pick one out. You know what they are.
Pick one out.
There's 3 different ones. There's Spitfire, there's Wedge Chardonnay, I believe, and then TR or something. Rosé, maybe. Martin Whitty for putting together, despite the MG Club complaining and bitching the whole time, the 2014 DVT versus MG Fall Rally. He did a great job.
Okay, Dave, Charlie, let me go. Right side up.
Okay, we also have a few other awards. This is the DVT Good Samaritan Award. This is basically given out for people that, or a person or people who help someone else, another Triumph owner in time of need or another classic car owner. And we had a event that happened at the DVT Fall Getaway where someone's car broke down. And I'm not sure exactly who was helping put it back together, but I know it was Dave that was involved and Chip was involved. And I think Tony Rhodes was involved. So if you want to come up, we have a certificate for you here. Although Tony won't be coming up, but Chip and Dave, you both get one. There was a lot of people looking at this going on. I know I saw Bob looking at this, and Sue were looking at this, and I was looking at this. Well, apparently these guys were fixing, what was the car? It was a Lotus Elite that they were fixing that broke down about 5 miles after we passed the hotel, and Chip supplied the tools. Thank you. Oh, you're both listening. You're all good. Okay, we also have what we call the DVT Member of the Year Award. This is someone in recognition who outstanding effort in helping the club in 2014. And the man with the camera there is getting it this year. So, you think you know who? Oh, Charlie. If you put something on Facebook, within 10 seconds, there'll be a like or response from Charlie.
Take a picture?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Somebody did.
All right.
Okay. Come on, Lou, hurry up.
We only got the room until 7.
It's on or it's off?
Now it starts again.
I'm posting this right now.
Photoshop yourself in there.
I gotta put this on Facebook.
Take a picture of Lou taking a picture.
All right. And how do you do that, Charlie?
So we have another award, which is the DVT Service Award. This is for, again, for recognition and helping the club, particularly this, I guess, past 4 years for editing and publishing Trundlin Triumphs. It's 2 years or 4 years? 2 years. It only lasted 2 years. Some of us actually made it through 4. It seemed like 4, didn't it? Believe me, if it was 4, it would seem like 8. Rose and Tom, I'm not sure if Tom did anything, but Rose and Tom.
My greatest contribution was I talked her into doing it.
Dave, you want to come up for the events?
Events?
No, sorry, for the points.
All right.
Still calculating?
All right. As the assistant director, I get the fun job. Bob does all the work. I just kind of follow after him and sort of pick up loose ends, and he tells me what to do, and I do it. And the other part is I get to count points. So, and most of you may or may not know, the way it works is every event you attend, you get 20 points just for showing up, which is pretty good. If you wear your shirt, wear your little badge or whatever, you get another 15. And you bring your car, you tack another 20 onto it. So it was a pretty good race this year, but I'd like to first start with the ladies. It was a hands-on runaway this year with the ladies group, so we've had some pretty close runs in the past couple of years, but this year really it was definitely a hands down for Charlene. Yeah. Walked away with it.
Got another bottle of wine, Charlie. Another bottle of wine.
Now, as with everything, there's a qualifier. The actual highest number of points, if we really had to give an award, would go to Rose, but Rose being a board member is not eligible. Rose kicked almost everyone's butt when it came to points, but as you know, board members can't. Now, there was a bit of a dogfight
for the top couple positions. And unfortunately, there's a struggle here and there, but some people went away to Oregon for a while, and as a result, they watched that league just get eclipsed by. And so in first place this year was... You want third? Okay, fine. All right, well, there was a real battle for second and third, and that would be between Charlie and Steve Klein. But in third place it is Steve Klein with 1,305 points.
No door.
Success.
No door.
And naturally, second place, and it's painful for him to take second. I know you really wanted another door in the worst way. God knows he's got enough doors so he can hung on these doors. Goes, of course, to Charlie Frick with a whopping 1,375 points. We need a selfie.
Thank you. Pick out some wine.
And finally, the ever important door. You know who it is.
The actual door.
The actual door
A
itself.
heavier TR6 door goes home with him this year.
And the man, the myth, the legacy himself with 1,980 points goes to Mr. Bill Murphy. Congratulations, sir.
I think it got to the point where you couldn't do it.
You might want to reconsider your association with any group that would give me any kind of a membership. To paraphrase Groucho. And I just wanted to say, I wanted to say something to the ladies, especially Charlene, for welcoming my wife, who now is coming to some of the dinners that we have. She couldn't make it tonight, but I really appreciate that. Starting out with the fall getaway last year, or 2 years ago, I guess. And the third thing is just, we talked about a couple members that we lost this year, and just remember that we won't have this opportunity forever. Car things are great. I've done a lot with cars, and hanging out with you all has been just as much fun as anything I've ever done. So if you get the chance, stick it in gear and just go.
Let me make one more comment. That Bill makes a perfect example of what new members to the club can bring. There was a lot of old timers here, and I know when I came on board 8 years ago, it was kind of tough. And the key is to get involved right away, because that's the secret of it all. I mean, yeah, I was newsletter for 4 years. I probably need my head examined, but I know everybody in here now, and it's wonderful. And it's the same way. So I mean, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. You meet friends, and you really become part of the family. So congratulations, man.
Sometimes we have a hostage award, but we didn't really have any this year, unless it's still the same one Ron bag, but we won't go through that again. But go ahead. You would say something, Martin?
Does Bill understand the responsibility that goes with the door?
Good point. Do you, Bill?
I have to make an improvement.
Here you go.
The next part was that entire master.
Well, yeah, what was your improvement this year? Besides getting another
To a body. Yeah, that's the next thing.
My improvement was a stand to hold the door. It's something that's, we could wait a couple of years and make a stand, but let's have the stand from the very beginning. So it's now firmly placed there and it can't tip over, et cetera, et cetera. So that was my contribution.
All right. Which is probably a good idea.
I'll take both doors home with me.
Took us a little time to get a stand, I think, for the TR3 door. And the reason we retired the TR3 doors, but there was improvements all over it, and we couldn't quite sure what the next person could do. Although we did lose the plaque in the back, so we have to do something about that. But, and by the way, the award that Stan's going to give out soon, somebody did leave that in the cloakroom last time. Not this past year, but a couple of years ago when we were here. I think it was Jonathan Bond. Didn't take it home. Stan, you want to come up and take care of that?
They tried to get
Okay, well, second only to the Holy Grail, the Lucas Cup, is the Cockawalk Award for the most miles driven in the year with your favorite Triumph, or pick a Triumph out of the stable, I don't care, just one, so we make it even. Okay. Okay, as I said before, this is a group thing, so more than 100 miles in a year, raise your hand. Okay, more than 200, 500, 750, 1,000, 1,300, 1,500.
Now they're on.
Mr. Kemp? On the award. Well, thank you very much. I will, sir. It will be on my... By the way, it was 1543.
Hey, Dan, come on up. We'll give you a second place, bro. Since you had so many miles.
It was great, just like the protest that award. I was at VTR and we saw Stan go off on the rally up to the Blue Ridge Parkway, and then we saw him come back down again because his clutch was slipping. So how many miles did you drive with a slipping clutch?
That should probably be rephrased. How many miles were under power?
Right.
How many miles were coasting?
And Dan, surprisingly, he's taking some beer. And Martin, if it had been an MG, maybe you would have the mile. Sherry, Stan, Sherry and Steve, want to do the dreaded St. Andrews?
What is it, son?
Number 17.
How about you?